Good morning. Hello. I'm late. Sorry about that. Slightly chaotic morning, added to by the fact that my boots are rather muddy. I'll have to clean that up later. Ooh. Hi. Hello. So sorry I'm late. Ooh, this morning was not bad. Not bad at all, just chaotic. And it's very cold outside still. I was almost this close to convincing myself to just work from home today and skip sketch sesh, but then I remembered they're actually turning off our water for a little bit today to do some work on pipes. I don't know. They're doing work on stuff, and I was like, I don't want to be there when they're turning off the water and stuff, especially because we have radiator heat, which is water. So that's important. Hey there, Linda. I am trying to, I don't know, get my act together. I am going to show comments on stage. Hello, Jan. Or, I'm sorry, Janet. My bad. I missed the T. All right, we are gonna do, as usual, we're gonna do some rolling to determine what it is that we are drawing today. Well, I can give you a hint. It's rocks. We're painting rocks or drawing rocks. And I don't know why, but I really want to use the dice that are in here rather than the wooden one. No good reason. I just really want to. Okay, let me get out my D20s. 1 and 2. Flip to my overhead camera. Oh no, there's no carding camera. Hold that thought. I forgot I was emptying the camera last night, and it needs a card in the camera or else it's going to show that the whole entire time. There we go. That ought to do it. Yay. Alrighty. There we go. Now, here is my prompt sheet. Zoom in just a smidge for you. Here's my prompt sheet. And I was actually feeling a little froggy, a little crazy. And I thought it might be interesting to work with just values today, no color. So I'm going to be using these water-soluble graphite pencils. So basically, I can still use water to help move things around and create like smooth shadows. But I'm going to be working with values, not color. Really challenging myself this morning. All right, let's see what we get. 19 and a 12. Ooh, both of them are good ones. C-stack and overhanging ledge. Ooh. I think I'm going to go with C-stack because I've rolled it once before and didn't do it then. And I feel like it... Shoo! Shoo! Okay. Sorry. Those were both very aggressive sneezes. Okay, we're going to be doing a C-stack. So let me get my tape. Shouldn't really need like super sticky tape for this one. Achoo! Oh my goodness. Thank you, Janet. And Linda, appreciate it. Nothing like some good dramatic sneezes in the morning. And that's the end of that tape. Let me grab another. Ooh, kind of like this tape. You're home alone till Sunday afternoon with snow on Sunday. 6 to 12 inches? Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm going to be all snowed in. Yeah, we're about to get some heinous weather tomorrow. I mean, not just us. I know Chicago is not the only one. There's a lot of places that are warning about this particular storm. But tomorrow, I can tell you, there will be no sketch session because there is not a power on earth that could make me walk to work in those conditions. It's just going to be like, the high is going to be something like very, very low. I don't remember if it's above 0 or below 0, but it's really close to that. Thank you, Ellen. Also, hi, Ellen. All right, today, January 21st, 22nd, sorry. All right, C-stack. Let me just grab a quick reference. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Love a C-stack. Okay. Oh, there's so many pretty ones. All right. Excellent. All right, let's do this. Okay, so I have my 3 pencils here. I'm going to be sticking with just these 3. And that is, I guess, let's start with the lightest value. Kind of roll from there. And let me scooch it down just a little more. Cool. Let's do this thing. I don't know why I'm checking my sleeves like I'm a magician. Gotta clear all the doves out, all the cards. All right, so first and foremost, let's do a horizon. And for that, I'm gonna use a handy dandy, very handy laser level. That's gonna help me just get a nice, clean, straight line. Beautiful. Imagine birds gotta love a good old C-stack. Nice and safe from most predators. Oh, gonna be doing so much shoveling, Linda. Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, Brenda Lee. Okay. Now what? Now what? I guess now I'm gonna very lightly color the background. And I'm going to grab my angle brush. Just get some clean water. Oh, I'm sorry. Laurel's car was rear-ended. That sucks. Also, Brenda Lee, I am drawing a C-stack today. But goodness, that really sucks. Was she in it? Was she like in the car when it was rear-ended, or was it something that happened away from her, like while it was parked? If it's rear-ended, I suppose it's most likely that she was in it. But there's chances that it, rear endings can happen from a parked car. Yep, driving home after work. Ooh, I assume she's okay. I guess I shouldn't assume. Is she okay? I mean, rear endings don't typically, cause injuries all that much besides like whiplash. I've been rear ended before. It sucks. It's funny. The thing I remember the most about being rear ended was it sending pennies just flying all over my car. Because I had, like everyone has a little change bit in the middle of the car. This is when I was like in high school. I don't do that anymore, but like keep money visible. I don't do that. That was a very Wichita thing to do. But anyway, the only thing I really remember, besides the fact that it was a girl about my age who was very apologetic, was just the hit and then just pennies just shooting forward. Ooh, let me try. I haven't tried these water-soluble graphite pencils much before. Let's just do a little. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay. Well, I'm glad it was slow. Slow wreck's better than fast wreck. Any day of the week. So my goal, why I'm doing the background the way that I am, is I'm trying to create a really nice mid-tone so that the highlights on the stack here can really stand out. Ah, I'm sorry. Unskippable ads suck. will say it's a lot harder to cover a surface area when you're not using paint and you're just using pencils. I mean, the water helps. The water painting that I'm doing now helps, but it's still very slow. Yeah, same here. I really hope you liked that dagger brush, Linda. Okay. Yes, car accidents are scary. Although sometimes afterwards, they make for a great story. Sometimes. For example, once when I was 21-ish, about that age, I had a 1996 Dodge Intrepid, I believe. Old sedan. Very beat up. This was just a college car. This was just a car to help me get to, to and from places. Not flashy, not a car that I liked all that much, but it did the job, barely. But we had a neighbor who worked on cars and would do like just kind of small stuff for neighborhood folks. And I just needed like my oil changed or something, and he rotated my tires, but he didn't rotate my tires. His son did. He was teaching his son. His son was like 18 years old or so. He was teaching his son about all of it, and a mistake was made when putting the tires back on. I didn't know this. I'm driving on it. And, on highways, if you are not in the United States, you might not have this setup. But here in the States, we have highway exchanges that are like clover leaves, where there's basically two highways that are crossing each other, and there's a big circle on each corner so that people can get on, get off, go about their way. It was in the middle of rush hour, and I was driving on one of these clover leaves when I was driving on one of these clover leaves, and I was going like 40 to 50 miles an hour, so not full highway speeds, but definitely fast. And I start feeling this rumbling, and my wheel is starting to like sort of jiggle, and it's getting more and more intense as the car is just like wobbling. And I have no idea what it is, but I'm on a cloverleaf. I can't just pull over. And after it continued, it got more and more and more intense. Suddenly, I just see my front left tire just start rolling past me, and sparks are flying because my tire just straight up fell off. The whole wheel, not the tire, the whole wheel fell off. And I saw that tire I was like elevated at the time. Uh, so like not fully at ground level. And I watched that tire roll to the edge. Like I say roll, it was going at 40 miles an hour, roll to the edge, uh, hit the concrete barrier, and then just go flying in the air. And it sailed clean over the road on the other side. Didn't hurt anyone, thank goodness. But yeah, I just kind of like saw that happen and then just came grinding to a halt and like kind of maneuvered myself onto the shoulder, and I just sat there and just started laughing. Just started cracking up laughing because like, what do you mean my tire just hopped off? That's ridiculous. So anyway, I was fine. Everything was fine. But that car was not fine. And the neighbor felt so bad. He bought the car off of me for like $1,000, which granted, I'm pretty sure I paid $1,000 for it. So honestly, not the worst outcome. But yeah, that was wild. But like I said, makes for a really good story. But now, now, thankfully, I do know what the rumbling, like that rumbling feeling, means. I know it means that there's a wheel loose. So next time, I'll hopefully be able to actually. Well, hopefully there is no next time. But if I must experience it again, I will hopefully be right on top of it because I know exactly what is happening. Oh, Linda, are you referring to the question you emailed me about Melissa? Not about, for anyone who doesn't know. It's a gift exchange thing. Don't worry about it. It's not bad. It makes it sound worse than it is when you just kind of give no context. you had a blowout on the Long Island Expressway before cell phones, but so thankful that my hubby bought me a Lincoln Town Car with a car phone. Ooh. On the Long Island Expressway, I am not familiar with that drive, but I take it that is not the place to be when you are stuck. Helen, I was T-boned on the driver's side while turning left into my driveway by a guy trying to pass me on my left. Whoa! That was I assume 4 years ago. I mean, shoot, I don't blame you. Okay, let's get a little paintbrush in here. 8-lane, 70 miles per hour. Stressful stuff. I'm glad y'all are all right. I'm very lucky that I haven't had any like truly traumatic car accidents. I mean, they were scary maybe, but they were never like dramatic. You know, it was everyday dramatic rather than like life or death dramatic. Okay, give me Make this a little bit more dramatic, a little darker maybe. Okay. Darkest color now. Thank you. I appreciate that, DNA. Although technically, these are watercolors. If I were to be picky, if I were to nitpick, which I guess I just did, these are water-soluble pencils, graphite pencils, which basically just means that they work similar to watercolor. They're activated, they can kind of be smoothed out, you know. Although this is the darkest color I have, and it's not particularly like wanting to work with me. Mm. Okay. This might be about as far as I can take those values, honestly. Okay. Oh, you're going to the vet. I see. Brenda Lee, good luck with that today. I hope all of that is nice and routine. I'm actually wrapping up anyhow, but thank you. And yes, thank you, Linda. Just for anyone who is curious, who wants to know, I am not going to be on tomorrow because it's going to be dangerously cold and I'm not walking in. Ain't no way, no how. See, this is fine, but it doesn't really feel like it's the sea. It feels like rock. I feel like rock looks like rock, but it doesn't feel like a sea stack. I don't know. I don't feel like I really clearly communicated that it's the ocean. Like that this is water. Okay. I'm going to leave it right there. But this was still a nice challenge in the department of rocks and values. It was a good value study. Okay. Alrighty then. Thank you, Linda. Oh, here's something I know I can do. I can do this. Okay, this was turned out to be a little less than I thought. That's fine. I'll leave it alone. Alrighty then, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been lovely. I will see you all on Saturday to do our sketch session, not tomorrow. So I'll catch y'all later. Yeah, they are a really fun alternative DNA. Definitely recommend them. They're a very interesting thing to work with. All right, everyone. Catch you later. Have a great Thursday and Friday. And I'll see you all on Saturday, hopefully. Bye, everybody.
Today's episode is sponsored by Create the Door. If you've ever felt stuck, undervalued, or unseen in your personal or professional journey, Create the Door will show you how to break the cycle for good.